Welcome to Touchpoints TV. I'm Debbie House, editor of Retail Touchpoints. I'm here with Scott Emmons, who's the head of the Innovation Lab for Neiman Marcus. Thanks for joining us today, Scott.
Thank you so much for having me.
So let's just jump right in, and I'd love to hear about some of the initiatives you've been working on in the Innovation Lab this year.
So we stayed pretty busy this year, to be honest. We started with the Luxottica Sunglass try-on mirror and had a lot of interest and great feedback from that. And we continue to explore expanding that program. That led to the Memory Makeover mirror, which we delivered that as the fastest we've ever delivered a project from,
Really?
kind of a paper concept to built in, and deployed in store technology in 6 weeks.
Wow, how were you able to do that?
Memo Me really ramped up and stepped up to the table, and then my internal beauty teams were fantastic at going out and gathering partners because we wanted this to be a sponsored program so we could afford to do more of them. So the beauty teams went out and found us these wonderful partners to allow us to move really fast.
If you can promise 6 weeks, you'll probably get a lot more interest.
Yeah, exactly. So that was pretty amazing. And then we just sort of announced today, we've been working on it a while, but we announced to the world today that we are partnered with Theatro to do their in-store communication, their kind of little IoT communicators. We're using that to try to tie our last call stores, the sales associate teams together, and deliver kind of lightning fast, awesome Neiman Marcus service, right, to our customers in the last call stores.
How many last call stores are there now?
There's about 44 last call stores. I may be just off on that number, but around that many.
And then how many associates do you have working in those stores about?
So if you talk about all of Neiman Marcus, it depends on what time of the year, we're talking about, but, it's a lot. Yeah, it's many thousands, of sales associates.
Yeah. So why did you decide on the last call stores for the implementation of Theatro?
It made sense in that environment where they were doing things like overhead paging in the store to communicate with one another.
Right.
We thought there was an opportunity to get rid of that and make the in-store experience better for customers. The stores are much smaller in terms of physical square footage than a Neiman Marcus store. So I think that it was also an opportunity to move faster than it would take to have done a deployment in the much larger Neiman Marcus form factor. And I don't know that the in-store communicator is necessarily a play for the full line kind of fashion store associate. But that remains to be seen. I think we're certainly going to experiment with what that might look like. But we could tell with our talks from Theatro that last call and the way last call sort of did business and the way things happened in a store last call, that it was a very good fit for this solution.
So what do you have on deck for the Innovation Lab this coming year? What are some of the technologies you're interested in working with?
Yeah, so I am going to stay busy with Theatro and Memory Makeover, to be honest. We're far from finished with that rollout, so I sort of have to mentor that along and make sure that it happens the way we want it. We know, we're in our third version of Memory Mirror, and there's a lot more we want to do with it, and we're going to do it. So new things coming. I think that virtual try-on has finally come of age.
Okay.
It was not good enough in previous lives. I've looked at lots of different versions of it. It was a lot of fun to watch and play with, but it wasn't good enough to be a real sales tool. I've started to see some things that I would call good enough now to go do. So we'll see what we can do there. We're going to start to make forays into the fitting room and technology in the fitting room. We don't really have technology in there today, but we're going to change that.
So digital, interactive, digital signage?
All of the above. We're actually going to start off with kind of connected call buttons in the fitting rooms that allow, once again, rapid response from sales associates when the customer needs help. As well as gives the sales associate team a way to schedule and track who's in what room So I could, for instance, set a room up for you ahead of time and, put all the things I know you're going to love in there and have the room all ready for you, right, when you
And if
arrive.
you need a new size, you can let them know from that way.
We're really trying to bring that personal shopper experience, to more people.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah.
So finally, can you fill us in a little bit on the implementation you've completed with Aruba?
Yep, so we've actually been in partnership with Aruba for some time now. And I would say that it's been one of the core, foundational technologies that enable us to go out and do in-store digital experiences, right? Because I don't have to rely on a wired network cable being pulled to the location. I can be very agile about where I put things in the store. It's easy to onboard devices securely, onto the network, and that's important. I don't want every project to be a 6-month discussion with the network and security teams about how we're going to safely bring this thing and economically bring this thing to scale in the store. The Aruba networks help make that a much easier conversation.
All right. So anything else we can expect from Neiman Marcus in the coming year or so?
Well, I think that it's safe to say that technology has joined Neiman Marcus as a core value. And we're going to continue to lead the retail industry in trying new and innovative ways, right, to solve real problems for our customers with technology. That's not the only way, we're going to solve it, right? But technology is going to be a part of it.
Good combination of the human interaction and the technology.
That's right.
Yep. All right. Terrific. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Thanks to all of you as well.
Thanks.